You are Locked On Heat Postcast, part of Locked On Sports Miami on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
What is up, Heat fan? Welcome to your Heat Postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. My name is Jim Grieshaber. Call me Grease. Really want to welcome you in tonight and thank you from the bottom of my heart with gratitude. You guys are here night in and night out, from the everydayers to the sometimesers to the newbies. You're always here. So while you're here, please, please, please accept our humble gratitude for coming and being a part of the best part of our network, the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Thank you so much for being here, free on YouTube, free wherever you get your audio version of your podcast, Spotify, Apple, iHeart, and of course, free, at OTT. Yeah, you know me, this whole party on Roku, free as well. Jim Grieshaber, call me Grease. Jim Grease _ at Jim Grease _ on social media as we bring you a tough one tonight, no doubt about it. But you know what? When you look at it, grand scheme, what an effort, what a game, what a performance by your Miami Heat tonight in Cleveland, hostile territory against the number one seed in the East, and they rep tonight. Big comeback in the fourth quarter, got to within 2, just over 3 minutes left of the game, but too much Donovan Mitchell for the Cavs, and that was all she wrote. 121-112 heading back to Miami for Game 3. What a big opportunity missed tonight for the Miami Heat. We'll tell you all about it. We'll break it down. The stretch was painful to watch because they got so close so many times, and Cleveland was pulling away with that great shooting. And just like I said, too much Donovan Mitchell. Tonight's episode of Your Heat Postcast is brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off your first purchase. What time is it? It's Game Time on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. And real quick, just want to remind you of the Locked On Heat newsletter, right? It's daily. It's one stop for ultimate Heat and NBA coverage delivered right to your inbox. Sign up for free now at LockedOnDaily.com. That's LockedOnDaily.com. Start your day with the all-new free Locked On Heat newsletter. Don't forget to check out the Locked On Heat podcast day in and day out. The guys do a fantastic job. I am here after every single game with the postcast, and we want to bring you as many games as possible, man. We want to have this thing ride out as long as it can, but tonight, man, down the stretch, just too much for Miami. I mean, 30 seconds left, and Jovic misses a three that would have cut it to 2, 113-111. Nice to have him back. He made some big plays. The all-around game, the rebounding, the court savvy, the vision. Nice job by Jovic overall. But, man, oh, man, it wasn't to be tonight for your Miami Heat. So much to get to in a short time to get to it. 121-112. The Cavs win it to take a 2-0 lead. Here's what we'll be doing tonight on your Heat Postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network, brought to you by Game Time.
This is what you'll be talking about.
All right, there you have it, 121-112, the final, and your Miami Heat coming up on the short end. You know that. Obviously not an easy one for Miami tonight. And it just comes down to a couple of things, and I'm working on grabbing a couple of things for you while we're doing this, but it comes down to a couple of things tonight for Miami. Look, the Cavs were up 1-0, obviously, and the Heat, it's do or die. You're on the road. You've been better on the road than you've been at home, and now you got to hopefully be better at home. But the Cavs, I mean, look, it is an 18-7 Cavs run late in the first after Miami started the game on an 11-3 run. They hit 5 of their first 8 shots, and the Cavs got their run going, and then they had a 14-6 run to start the second quarter, a 9-zip run in there with Donovan Mitchell's driving layup being the key cog for that. Imagine that. It was Donovan Mitchell. More on him in a minute. Man, oh, man, he was the difference in this game tonight, without a doubt. So a 17-4 Cleveland run capped by a Max Strus 3. Man, it just made it so that Cleveland set a record in the second quarter. 11 of 16, the most made three-pointers in any quarter of any NBA playoff game in the history of the association. A 43-point second quarter for Cleveland, and that was really a dagger for the Cavs. And you're thinking, like, here, this game is going to be over before we know it, right? And really, when you think about it, what was that just came across my phone? I got to see that real quick. Might be something I can share with you. Just a little tidbit here. Oh, here from the podium. I wish we could right now. I really wish we could right now, guys, here from the podium, because it was a tough one for Miami, but a great job by Spo, the coaching staff. They were ready to play. They never quit. They never give up. They have so much heart. They kept cutting the lead. They just kept doing it. Tyler was a one-man show for most of this game. Highsmith, though, with some big threes. Haywood Highsmith had a big game as well. Big threes back-to-back in the fourth quarter that got them close again. And, the Heat cut it to 10 with 8:53 left, and Jovic takes a 30-foot three from up top. Mitchell hits a deep three for Cleveland. That's a 6-point swing. You know what I'm saying? It is a 6-point swing. And then Haywood Highsmith hits a couple of threes. Davion Mitchell with a couple of threes. And I think that Mitchell needs to be more aggressive offensively, Davion Mitchell, because they can't hang with him when he takes the ball to the hoop. I mean, when he's driving and penetrating, they can't hang with him. They cannot hang with Davion Mitchell. And more on that throughout the show as well. But, man, it's 101-97. Then Herro with a layup, 101-99. It's an 11-1 Miami run at that point. It's just like, yo, come on, man. Come on. So much going on right now. You know what I mean? And when you're in that situation, as the Heat were in that game, you got to make those big shots when they come your way. And it just ended up to where the ball's finding the wrong person at the wrong time throughout the game. And you know what I mean? It just, especially in the fourth quarter, when you're on those runs like that and you're right there in this game, and then Tyler Herro gets a foul. He draws a foul. It's 113-108. Tyler drives to the cup, gets fouled. They call a foul. Cleveland challenges. They overturn the call to jump ball. Miami wins the jump ball, but they steal it. Cleveland does, and Garland makes a layup. Huge game for Garland, too, by the way. That made it 119-112. Pretty much just about sealed it at that point, Donovan Mitchell was 4 of 13 through three quarters, only had 14 points, 17 in the fourth quarter. He goes bananas. And the Cavs end up winning the game. Just a tough, tough loss for the Miami Heat. A real tough loss for the Miami Heat tonight. And when you really think about what they were able to do in this game, they had a shot to steal it late, man. They had a real shot to steal it late. And they just weren't able to do it. They were not able to get it done. They weren't able to get that one-dagger shot. They weren't able to really get anybody to help Tyler Herro offensively. Highsmith hit some threes. And that was huge. I don't want to, take away from what Haywood did tonight. Do not get me wrong. That's a song, right? Don't get me wrong. Well, Mitchell with 30 points, 17 in the fourth, 121-112 the final. An NBA playoff record, 11 threes in the second quarter, 22 in the game for Cleveland, which was huge. Tyler with 33. Miami, of course, game 3 is in the MIAO on Saturday afternoon. The Cavs had a 19-point lead with under 3 minutes remaining in the third quarter. The Heat made a huge run. It was 105-103 with 3:10 left, Donovan Mitchell also had 6 rebounds, 6 assists. He put the game on his shoulder. He scored 10 straight points for Cleveland. A couple of twos, a couple of threes. You know what I mean? And that was a dagger, 8-2 run. Gave him a little breathing room there. And Evan Mobley had 20 points for Cleveland, but only 2 in the second half. Darius Garland, 19 for the Cavs. Just an incredible display of heart and guts and determination for Miami, and it was not to be. And the only difference between these two teams was Donovan Mitchell. He's one of the greatest playoff players of all time, one of the greatest playoff two guards in the history of the league, no doubt about it. And when the Heat are on that run, Davion Mitchell had 12 of his 18 points on that rally, and Jovic is out there hitting. So, Cleveland was favored by 12.5. The total was 213. Obviously, Cleveland in the over came in. Miami had a shot late. And just could not get it done at the very end of this game. And it's a shame. It really is a shame because the Heat were playing tremendous basketball. And they just weren't able to close it out. And to be 19 points down toward the end of the third and to just keep chipping, to just keep playing, to just keep deflecting balls, getting steals, leading to easy buckets in transition, hitting big threes, effort plays, offensive rebounds. So many positives to take back with you to Miami. But that said, they're better on the road. So I don't want to get your hopes up. I don't want you thinking that the home cooking is going to make a difference in this series. It probably won't. But man, oh man, was Donovan Mitchell great tonight. I mean, he was the difference. Beyond a shadow of a doubt, he was the difference in this game, Donovan Mitchell. And the Heat were just unable to do anything about him. And that's what happens when you have a tremendous superstar on the other side of the floor, and look, Tyler is incredible. Don't get me wrong. I'm starting to think he can be a number one option. And then you got Bam, and who knows with Wiggins, but they're just not good enough to be an elite level team. If Tyler becomes your number two option with Bam as your three, maybe Wiggins is in a deal with some draft picks. I don't know. But man, oh man, you got so much to look forward to here in the future with Tyler and Bam, but you also have a ton of things right now. What can the Heat do to get over that hump and win game 3 and 4 and then head back to Cleveland tied 2-2 in this best of 7? What can they do? Again, they haven't been as good at home as they have been on the road. It was the road where they went and beat Chicago and Atlanta. And we called that. It's been the road where they played better against Cleveland. Look, the second game of their 10-game losing streak was a very close loss late in the game at Cleveland. So we'll see. I don't want to, take away any hope that you have. Not that you'd let me do that anyway, but you know what I'm saying, man. My name is Jim Grieshaber. Call me Grease. We got a lot to get to. Got to get to a break. A little bit late for that as we continue with your Heat postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day, 121-112. The Heat had it to 3. 2 points with 3 minutes left. Tyler Herro, 33. Big night. We'll give you the box. We'll give you the team stats, players of the game, turning point, score graphic, and talk more about what the Heat can do to turn things around. This is your Heat postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network. I'm Jim Grieshaber. Call me Grease. Heat down 2-0. All that stuff coming your way and more after we tell you about some more great offers from our incredible sponsors here on the show. And we almost feel like it's embarrassing in a way for some of our competition with the deals that we give you from our sponsors. Think about it, right? 220 plus shows here on the network, and all that added together gets you a great deal from the sponsors because they know how many people they are reaching with us. Speaking of which, there's nothing like the atmosphere of an NBA playoff game. Every bucket, every defensive stop, every moment feels huge. It's electric in the arena, and with Game Time, you can be part of it without the stress of last-minute ticket hunting. Game Time, making it fun and fast and easy to get playoff tickets. Even when demand is sky high through the roof, prices on the app actually go down as tip-off gets closer. Yes, they do, and their last-minute deals can save you up to 60%. All right, here's why I use Game Time. Let's get down to it, right? Last-minute deals. This is what I love. You can save up to 60% buying last-minute tickets for sports, concerts, comedy, theater, etc. Up to 60% buying last-minute. All-in pricing, no surprise fees at checkout. What you see is what you pay, and I love that as well. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use the code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code LOCKEDONNBA, LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off with Game Time. Download Game Time today. Last-minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed with Game Time on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Also want to let you know about Amazon Fire TV and Locked On. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, you. How about this? Did you know your Fire TV, wow, this copy is small. Your Fire TV is also an Xbox. Turn on any TV into your gaming and entertainment hub with Fire TV Stick 4K devices. No console required. Just grab your paired controller, subscribe or sign in to Xbox Game Pass Ultimate with EA Play included, and you're ready to play. Dive into hundreds of premium titles. College Football 25 from EA Sports, Call of Duty Black Ops 6, and Avowed. As easily as you stream your favorite TV shows, it's gaming made simple, and it's all on your Fire TV. They have the latest technology for elevated playing with Wi-Fi 6/6E and auto low latency mode, advanced technology. Fire TV Stick 4K delivers smoother, more responsive gameplay with lightning-fast speeds you need to stay competitive. There's endless entertainment with 4K streaming, more than 1.5 million movies and TV episodes from Netflix, Prime Video, Disney Plus, Max, and more. It's affordable and portable gaming. You can play at a fraction of the cost. It hosts with hardcore gaming experience can share your experience on Amazon TV Fire Stick with the Locked On Podcast Network. Head to Amazon.com/Fire TV Locked On to get started. Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscription and compatible controller required. Available on select devices, including Fire TV Stick 4K, 2nd Gen, Fire TV Stick 4K Max, 1st and 2nd Gen, and Fire TV Cube 3rd gen. So what are you waiting for? Amazon TV, Fire Stick, and the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. All right, got to forgive me, not me for that. It's StreamYard. Everything going a little bit slower tonight here on the show. Heat all heart in game 2. Herro ball. Tyler Herro with 33 points for Miami. He carried the load offensively throughout the night. There was nobody else really stepping up to help him. And toward the end of the game, there was a little bit more. And Highsmith was great in this game. Haywood, as a matter of fact. So we want to make sure that we do not, discount his contributions in this game tonight. About to hit you with the box. Then we're going to give you the final team stats. So much still to come your way. And we will wrap it up in just a moment. Real quick, just want to make sure, there we go. Get these things uploaded for you here. Are we getting them here? Let's just keep saying it's taking too long. It always does this to me with StreamYard. So eventually, hopefully, we will get your your benchmarks in. For some reason, they just always take forever, and it's not an easy thing to do. But 121-112, man, just an unbelievable job by Miami to come back down 19 late in the 3rd quarter. And they are able to push all the way back and fight till the very end. And it didn't end up working out. You end up losing by 9. Donovan Mitchell with a huge 4th quarter for the Cavs. Come on, StreamYard. For God's sake, can we please just upload a picture? It's a picture. It's a PNG. Come on. All right, we have faith. So 33 points for Tyler Herro, 14 of 24, 4 for 11 from 3, had 6 rebounds and 5 assists as well for Tyler. And just an unbelievable performance by Tyler Herro tonight. Can't say enough about him. And, so many times we talk about if the Heat only had a number one, Well, Tyler Herro, I've talked to you about some of the numbers. And, man, it's hard to say he's not, at least offensively. And it just, you say you need that all-star, and Tyler is an all-star, but you say you need that super frontline, all-NBA, 1st or 2nd team type of dude. And, Donovan Mitchell showed you what that guy can be tonight for your team. Speaking of Mitchell, the Heat's own D. Mitchell, also wearing 45. Davion scored 18 points, had 6 assists, 12 of those 18 in the 4th quarter for Mitchell. Great job by him. 11 for Bam with 14 rebounds against those towers up front. 10 points for Wiggins, disappeared in the second half. 17 for Highsmith, 5 of 6 from 3. What an incredible job by Haywood tonight. He really brought it. And, of course, StreamYard doesn't like to bring it sometimes for me with these uploads. We only need one more, and we'll get that for you. I have faith. It's about halfway there. So, also on the bench tonight for Miami, you had 11 points for Jovic, 3 points for Duncan Robinson, who turned 31 yesterday, 2 for Larson. You really would love to see Duncan Robinson get going, because that would be a game changer for Miami. The Heat shot 51.9%, 35.6 from 3. More on their stats in a minute. 30 points for Donovan Mitchell, 21 for Garland to go along with 9 assists. By the way, Mitchell had 6 and 6 rebounds and assists as well. 20 points for Mobley, had 18 at halftime, 6 rebounds for him. 12 off the bench for Hunter, 6 for Jerome, who the Heat contained pretty well tonight. Real quick on the team stats for Miami, they shot 51.9%, 35% from 3. The Cavs, 47.6%. And how about this? 22 of 45, 48.9% from 3. Had they not done that, they would not have won this game. Miami would have stolen one on the road. Also, the Cavs, 21 of 23 from the line. Miami, 12 of 16. Those points would have helped them as well. Rebounds, Miami by 4, 38-34. Assists, 27-24. Miami turnovers, 14-9. The Heat had 5 more than the Cavs. The Cavs with 17 fast break points, only 6 for the Heat. Miami dominated in the paint, 44-28. And, of course, the largest lead for the Heat, just 9 for the Cavs. It was 19. One more time, the spread was 12.5. Cleveland was favored, and the over-under was 213.5. All right, everything is finally uploaded. We have a lot to get to and a short time to get to it. But while you're here, want to thank you again profusely for being here day in and day out. You everydayers, all y'all coming in, you newbies, welcome. Smash that subscribe. We love that the numbers have jumped up during this late run for Miami. And, of course, you know that we are free. So hit that bell and you'll get alerted when we're coming your way with more content on YouTube. We're also free on Roku. You down with OTT? Yeah, you know me, over-the-top television. Also free wherever you get your audio version of your podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeart Podcasts, and more. You name it. So thank you for being here. We also have the Locked On Heat podcast with the guys day in and day out. Tremendous job. Same place as we are. And the Locked On Heat daily newsletter, lockedondaily.com to subscribe, and a lot of things going on there. You can win prizes by subscribing right now. All right, Jim Grieshaber, call me Grease again. Smash the subscribe. The numbers going through the roof right now. We appreciate you. Only a couple of minutes left in the show as the Heat fall 121-112 by 9. They cut a 19-point lead, got it all the way down to 2 with 3 minutes left. A couple of shots you'd love to have back from Nikola Jovic, although he was great tonight in his return. All-around play has been fantastic for him. Man, I think Kevin Love will be making a difference in this series, though, too. In his limited role in the minutes, he had been really good. You saw him at Cleveland in the second game of that 10-game losing streak, really doing a lot for the Heat. But just Tyler Herro with 33 tonight, and Haywood Highsmith in the second half hitting big threes. Davion Mitchell balling out in the fourth quarter. Nikola Jovic was on the floor after missing so much time. That was their five. It was Herro and Bam, right? And it was Jovic, Davion Mitchell, and Haywood Highsmith with Wiggins on the bench tonight in crunch time for Miami. Interesting. Very, very interesting. All right, lot to get to. Short amount of time to do it. Benchmarks. Here we go. First things first. I grease freaks all the honeys, and then I give you...
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
Oh, ding-a-ling. Where are we at? I did not change the picture of this one, so I'm not going to put it up. It's my own fault, but the turning point of this game was Donovan Mitchell going off in the fourth quarter, scoring 17, even though obviously there were many other times in this game where the Cavs just kind of took control and what have you, but Miami had come all the way back. They had cut a 19-point lead to 2 with 3:11 left in the game. Donovan Mitchell scores 10 straight points for the Cavs in that stretch, 2 threes, 2 twos, had a big steal in that span, and these are contested threes from deep. He hit a jumper from 5 feet away on the right side of the hoop, just right along the baseline, teardropped it high, way up in the air. Man, oh man, he was phenomenal. That's what it's like when you have a tremendous superstar on your team, and that's what Donovan Mitchell did, carried the Cavs on his back. Tyler hit some big shots for Miami, but in the end, and then the overturned call. That could be a huge thing in this game, too, because Tyler was supposed to have 2 free throws at 113-108. He does not, because it was overturned on the call, and Cleveland had done that earlier in the game, too, had challenged and been successful. So a contested Kenny Atkinson gets it overturned. It's 113-108. Tyler had 2 free throws coming to get it to within 2 with 39 seconds remaining, and it ended up being a jump ball, which the Heat won. But those 2 free throws, obviously, and Tyler missed 1 of 2 down the stretch in game 1, so they weren't guaranteed. But man, you'd love to see. Now, these overturned foul calls, it's a bunch of crap that you can challenge fouls. Just the refs do a good job to begin with. And look, the Cavs shooting out of control tonight. Mitchell was the turning point, though. All right, one more thing to do, benchmark-wise, and then we'll get you ready for Game 3 and get on out of here.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
We do 3, as you know, so first things first, we hit you with a double H. Haywood Highsmith, man, that's an old picture, but not an old performance from him. Remember in the middle of the season, I was trashing his offensive game. So good on defense. He and Davion Mitchell epitomize Heat culture. You love so much about them, but man, if Highsmith can hit threes like he did tonight, and it's a big if, right? But Haywood Highsmith in 27 minutes off the bench, normally in barely over 10 minutes, Spo says, force me to leave you in, and he did that tonight. 27 minutes, 6 of 7 shooting, 5 of 6 from 3. Are you kidding? 2 rebounds, 1 assist, but the shots were big too, keeping Miami in the game. And those threes, I have them written down here. You know what I mean? 110-106, and it was when Mitchell was in the midst of scoring 10 straight for Cleveland. Donovan Mitchell, the spider. But Haywood Highsmith, star number 1. Star number 2, how about this dude right here? And I know you don't even want to talk about it. Donovan Mitchell is your second star of the game. 30 points, 10 of 21 shooting, 7 of 10 from 3, 17 points in the fourth quarter. One of the greatest clutch and playoff performers of all time. Just happened to do it in Utah and now in Cleveland, but now with a number 1 seeded team. Now, man, imagine Cleveland OKC. No one would watch the finals. It'd be the worst rated finals of all time, but it might be the best played finals of all time. We're a long ways away. And how about our third star of the game? We need a hero. We're holding on for a hero till the end of the night. Look at Tyler Herro, man. The defense was keyed on him. It did not matter. He has reached another level of NBA stardom toward the second half of this season and into the playoffs. The three-point shooting champion and All-Star weekend. The All-Star, hey, now you're an All-Star. Tyler with 33 points tonight in a huge game for Miami. And what an opportunity for the Heat. It went by the wayside, but so many positives to take forward for Game 3 in Miami. The intensity, the defense, Mitchell and Highsmith playing well offensively, Jovic back and really meshing and fitting well within that team concept. You have so many guys who can do so many things now for Miami with Wiggins and with Jovic, like Swiss Army knives. They can do it all on the floor. And then if Highsmith's hitting, or, maybe it's Alec Burks or one of those guys, but you really need the bench to step up. You got to do a better job closing out on those three-point shooters and do whatever you can. But again, contested shot after contested shot. It is very hard to stop all that. So I do believe Miami has a great shot to win Game 3. Well, there's another look at tonight's final. Spo's been pulling the strings. This might be his best coaching job I've ever seen. You guys remember, I've told you this from day one in doing this show. I was an intern in Miami on a show called Sunday Night Sports Wrap, hosted by Jim Manich and Joe Zagacki. And then, sorry, I don't like Joe Zagacki, never have, not a fan. But, and he's just not been a real good guy to me. And to many others, I could tell stories all night long, but I won't. Anyway, so it ended up being Jeff DeForest Defo, one of my greatest mentors after that. And it was so much better and such a better show and so much fun. And I probably shouldn't have said all that, but the hell with it, because who cares? Anyway, I'm an intern there. Spo was an intern with the Heat. He was the video guy, and I used to go pick up the highlights from him. And that was a lot of fun. But what a job he's done. What a ride he's had with the Heat. They almost pulled it off tonight. But the 10-game losing streak, the Butler saga, all that crap that happened that he faced, that he went through, and this team's still standing. I don't think they're going to beat Cleveland, but Cleveland's knowing that it's in a series. The Cavs are right now. So Game 3 on Saturday, really for the season. Miami loses that one and you're done. That's where it always seems to happen. So let's take a look real quick at Game 3 and see if there's anything that I can tell you right now. Any early lines or anything like that. The total 213.5. Cavs favored by 4.5 at Miami. Minus 250, the Heat plus 210. Interesting. Okay, on the money line. So Cleveland, I remember they won 64 games. The Heat won 37. But what a performance by Miami tonight. I am mad at you, Tupac. I am mad at you. How could you be mad at the Heat the way they played tonight? Seriously, man, they play so hard with so much effort and intensity. You're just screaming at the TV. You have to root for these dudes. I believe this team, give them a full camp and a full year, they could be right there. I don't think they're as good as the top teams in the league. They probably need that one more star, and maybe if you could package up a Wiggins and some players around him and some picks and bring in a top-tier guy to go with Tyler and Bam, maybe Wiggins is the guy. Maybe you fill in with depth around them. But, hey, we got Game 3 to play. There's still a chance here. We still got a shot, Miami, and we are going to take every bit of advantage of it that we can and move forward. So, what a great day. Thank you so much for being here for your Heat Postcast. Jim Grieshaber, call me Grease. We love having you here. You're the best part of the network. The numbers have gone through the roof, man, through the roof. And with all the teams in the playoffs right now, the Heat playing playoff basketball, the Locked On Podcast Network and Locked On Heat have you covered every step of the way. Subscribe to the Locked On Heat newsletter at LockedOnDaily.com for expert analysis, insider insights, and all the playoff action delivered straight to your inbox for free. And as a subscriber, you'll be entered to win one of these 3 amazing prizes. 3 of them, baby. 3. A $2,500 Best Buy gift card to upgrade your Sports Cave setup, a $300 Game Time gift card, or a $200 Fanatics gift card. You could be entered to win any of those. LockedOnDaily.com. Register now. Sign up for Locked On Heat newsletter every day in your inbox. Heat and NBA coverage better than anybody else does it, to go along with Locked On Heat podcast day in and day out, right here, wherever you get your podcasts, Spotify, Apple, iHeart, also on YouTube, also on Roku, all the same places we are. And yeah, the Locked On Heat podcast, the newsletter, and the postcast after every single game. 121-112, the final in Cleveland. The Heat cut a 19-point deficit to 2 with 3:10 left. Just couldn't get over that hump, with Donovan Mitchell putting the game away. 30 points for the Cavs, out-dueling Tyler Herro and his 33 for Miami. Man, if Bam would have scored more, if Wiggins would have scored more. Tough, though, to say because Highsmith stepped up big and so many others did as well. And we will be ready for Game 3 Saturday in Miami. It starts at 1 p.m. Heat Nation, burn it down. Burn it down. Figuratively, of course. Metaphorically, burn it down. Let's go, let's go, let's go, Miami. You're down 2-0 to the number 1 seed in the East. But Game 3, got to bring it. How many times have we seen it in the past? Miami coming home for a Game 3 and putting it on that opposition. Let's do this, Miami. We'll talk to you on Saturday after that game, probably sometime around 3:30-ish with your Heat postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day, free wherever you get your podcast, free on YouTube, free on Roku, and free with the newsletter. Stay up, Miami. Keep your game tight and your mind right, baby. We'll be back on Saturday with another episode of your